My name is Deanna, and I'm a sophomore here at the University of New Haven. September 9th, 2009, I was diagnosed with a rare form of childhood cancer called Ewing sarcoma. It's been 7 years, and I'm on my 4th relapse. Some days are harder than others, but with the support of friends and family, it makes every day worth fighting for.
I remember Deanna coming home. We had her in the intramural basketball for the kids. And I remember her coming home and complaining about her leg bothering her.
She was a happy, healthy kid up until 13, the age of 13.
My wife and I thought it was just, you don't run around a lot, you're running up and down the court, it's muscle issue, this kind of thing.
She had a lot of leg pain and not thinking anything out of the ordinary, I just figured it was growing pains.
As she complained more, Kim took her to the doctor, and they did some scans on her and everything, and they found nodules in her lungs. And when they biopsied it, it was cancerous. So then they went to the full body scan and found it in her femur.
We were in the car driving home when the doctor called, and we left the store. We were in the car driving home, and I turned to her and I said, "I'm really sorry, that you're having to go through this." And she just looked at me and said, "It happens."
At that point, I had just been diagnosed with cancer myself, small cell lung cancer. So all I thought of was I don't want her to go through what I'm going through.
9 months later, she relapsed in her lung. And then when she relapsed the next time, it was in both lungs and became a lot more aggressive.
She wanted to live, and since this was taking over her life, she decided to live as much as she could before she wasn't able to do anything again.
We all just were hopeful that she was going to beat this. No matter how many times she relapsed, she stayed positive and go off and do things that normal kids do. She just wanted to be a normal kid. Deanna and Grayson met in one of those online chat rooms that was specific to that college.
They just kind of took to each other, and I could see where she would be attracted to him. And I'm sure he was attracted to her just because of her positivity, her magnetism. He quit school a semester before his degree and just stayed with Dee every chance he could, just not leaving her side.
The doctor called me and my husband Al to talk, and that was when he told us that there was really nothing else that he could do because they tried everything. Her body isn't responding anymore to anything, and so it was at that point he said she pretty much has weeks to months left to live. It was a few days later, we were home, and I see him go outside after Al, and they're sitting on the front porch having a conversation, and they come back in, and then Al says, "Grayson just asked me if he could marry Deanna."
He said, all right. I want your daughter to have the experience of being asked to be married, for as long as she can. And then he told me that he loved her. And asked if he could marry her.
The first person I met from Regional Hospice was Chris. Just before we left the hospital, Chris came in to explain what she was going to be doing, what to expect.
Very happy with her. She was very empathetic to myself and my wife and to my daughter.
After her and Grayson decided that they were going to get married, they were looking at Ed Sheeran songs to play for their wedding music. And Chris knew this, Chris from the Regional Hospice. She knew how much Deanna loved Ed Sheeran. So one morning I get a phone call from Chris. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, not her usual visit time. And she was so excited. She's like, "Can I stop by? I have something."
Hey Deanna, I hear that you're getting married at the end of this month, so I wanted to send you a quick message to say congratulations on the wedding, and I hope you have a fantastic time. And yeah, use one of my songs to have a dance to. And yeah, sending all the love in the world.
Now this was the 22nd. This was on Tuesday, the 22nd. Now Saturday is when they were supposed to be married, the 26th. Grayson was home with Deanna and Chris was there. And Grayson was crying and I'm like, "What's going on?" She says, "It's not good." She says, "I don't think she's gonna make the night."
So my wife called the Justice of the Peace that was going to perform the ceremony. And about, I think it was 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning, we had all her friends, the Justice of the Peace, my mother and father-in-law, her and I, Grayson and his parents, and they married in the living room of the house.
These rings are an ancient symbol, so perfect and simple. There is no beginning and no end. It is round like the sun, like the moon, like the eye, like the arms that embrace.
So they got married that day. So we didn't think she was gonna make the night. Well, she did. Chris could not believe even that she made the night. Her levels came back up, like her potassium level came up. She's like, "I never seen that before, ever."
So she made it through that. And then we made it to the 26th and went ahead with the wedding, even though they were married. About 100 people there, had it in our yard. Amazing. I hadn't seen her smile. Smile like that in years.